going to be looking at a few absolutely spectacular Aussie bushwalks today. We are going to be starting our journey at the most famous bushwalk, or the most famous lookout of all. That is Echo Point. If you find yourself visiting the Blue Mountains, Echo Point in Katoomba is a must. It was recently refurbished in 2020, and let me tell you, it has definitely had an upgrade. We're here at Echo Point and this is absolutely amazing. It's all accessible. I can get good views and I can see everything, and all the way down there's another viewing platform that is completely accessible as well. Just behind me is the famous Three Sisters there in the Blue Mountains. Honestly, this view is stunning. It's making me feel a bit emotional, like seeing this. It's amazing.
He's the best.
It's laughing at me. I was there around circa 2004 and it definitely wasn't like this. The accessibility is fantastic. There's a car park with accessible car parking, and there is also lots of dropped curbs to make crossing the road a lot easier as well. The whole area up the top is nice and open. There's the visitor centre, there's accessible toilets which were pretty amazing, although I have never seen a his and hers toilet. And the best bit was this amazing accessible boardwalk, and it connects the visitors centre, the lookout, and it also connects the new amphitheatre as well. It's all lit up at night as well, so it's still accessible during the night. And they've got these really nice mood lights on here. They're really well lit, so they're really easy to navigate on. And that is a fantastic opportunity to get down there when it's less busy and see the iconic Three Sisters lit up. I loved how accessible the new walkway was. It was really smooth and easy to go down. But obviously what goes down must come up. And let me tell you, I regretted every day being in Australia without a Batek. It would have made our lives so much easier. You can see they have clear signs that let you know what is accessible, where there are steps, etc, etc. If you are planning to visit the Three Sisters or visit Echo Point, you want to go on a clear day. Obviously, because it is so famous, it does get very busy. If you can, try and avoid the holidays and the peak times if crowds and busyness is not your thing. The Aboriginal Dreamtime legend has it that three sisters, Meanie, Wimla and Gunudoo, lived in the Jemison Valley as members of the Katoomba tribe. These beautiful young ladies had fallen in love with three brothers from the Nepean tribe, yet tribal law forbade them to marry. The brothers were not happy to accept this law and so decided to use force to capture the three sisters, causing a major tribal battle. As the lives of the three sisters were seriously in danger, a witch doctor from the Katoomba tribe took it upon himself to turn the three sisters into stone to protect them from any harm. While he had intended to reverse the spell, when the battle was over, the witch doctor himself was killed. As only he could reverse the spell to turn the ladies back to their former beauty, the three sisters remained in their magnificent rock formation as a reminder of this battle for generations to come. Please note that this is just one of many versions of the dreaming story.
What, mate?
Well, they wanted me to look for it. It's actually easy.
Yes, that's right.
Alright, where are we, Sean?
We're at Govert's Leap, and from the information centre, it's a 2-kilometre fully accessible walk through this pristine countryside all the way down to the lookout.
Yeah.
And the lookout is over the Gross Valley. We're on the opposite side from the Megalong Valley.
Megalong!
What's that?
Hokey stick.
Invention for fishing, Jim. talk to the animals. Camera shy.
Typical.
You might talk over me, mate. Too far? You can see. You got a brown. You can see where the bushfires have gone through here, Jem. All that black is from the bushfire. All the blackened trees.
You touch it. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Look.
It's all recovered from the bushfires.
How long ago were they?
About 3 years ago, just before the floods.
Oh, yeah.
But this one hasn't got any black because the bark renews every year, it peels off and renews. But these ones don't, the bark stays on.
Now the trek down to the lookout is a little bit more of a trek than at Echo Point. But the views are just as stunning as Echo Point, and it is a lot quieter. We are at Evans Lookout, which is a brand new wheelchair accessible lookout that's only been open for a few months. Amazing lookout all the way down here, and although it is a very misty day, don't think we're going to see very much. It's still amazing. I can smell all the gum trees and I can hear all of the crickets and even a black cocky. And what's really great is that there is parking, there's accessible parking, there's also toilets, and there's also lots and lots of instructions and maps which tell you which paths are accessible and which paths are not. So let's go and check it out. So Glyn, where are we?
We're at Evans Lookout, yeah, at Blackheath.
Don't look at the camera, Glenn.
All right. So I'm not used to doing this. You got to start it. You got to start again. Cut.
And this is new. This is the whole new accessible area, isn't it, Glyn?
It is. Yeah. So all this pathway is all disabled, accessible, and got handrails and nice, easy path to come down.
Yeah, it's really nice. What was it like before?
It was all rocks.
All rocks?
Yeah. Had to climb over them and get down to the lookout.
Oh wow. Do you know why it's called Evans Lookout?
I've got no idea why it's called Evans Lookout.
We'll have to look it up.
That'll be my homework.
Yeah. We'll have to come back and film that bit again.
Really nice and accessible, isn't it, to
Isn't
get to the lookout?
Super accessible.
Yeah.
Can't
How
wait
was
to
the ride
film
down?
that. Yeah, it's good. I'm
Yeah.
not looking forward to the ride up though.
Yeah.
Lucky you got someone to push you.
Yeah, but it's a really nice wide path, easy to navigate.
And handrails on the steep bits. where it
Yeah.
drops up.
Keep going,
Good.
Jem.
We do all this stuff for our
There's a limit of wheelchair accessible area. It is still accessible though, and I've got two strong men to push me back up. And a diva.
But it goes all the way through to Mount Banks over there and Mount Home. So this one Well, this canyon, I think, is called, or that creek down there that you can see now, that's Gubbert's Creek.
It's clearing.
And that goes down to the Blue Gum Forest, and where it meets the other river, Gross River. Let's see how canyoning it is.
Yeah.
I've been down one of these canyons.
Really?
You went abseiling down one of these
Really?
canyons. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Do it again?
I didn't really like the abseiling.
Yeah.
It's nice seeing the mist moving through.
Okay, so this is really cool. Obviously getting out into the bushes is going to be a bit difficult for me in my wheelchair. And you can actually drive along the fire trails. Fire trails, they're designed for the fireys to come in if there's ever a bushfire to help fight the fires or do back burning.
There's hundreds of tracks all around the Blue Mountains.
And get just as good experience. There's fantastic views along the way. We are at Ticehurst and this is a wheelchair accessible. When I say accessible, I use the term very loosely. Bush route that we're going to go and check out in a second, and we're going to see some Aboriginal art, which I'm excited for. Let's go. I'm not going to sugarcoat this one for you. Obviously, from the car park, which is kind of like a gravelled area, you have got to go over grass, which is not the easiest thing to do on your own. Slightly downhill all the way. And then you're met with a cliff face with no protective barriers. There's just nothingness down below but death. Our car is just up there, and along this ridge that we're going to check out are some Aboriginal carvings. There's some emu prints and some grindings. Yeah, let's go have a look.
It is a cliff edge.
What are grinding grooves?
Grinding grooves where they
Grinding.
because they use stone tools, they would sharpen their stone cutting tools.
What have we got here, Glenn?
Well, this is a mundo, so this is a footprint.
Is that a bird?
I think it's an emu footprint. There's another one just here. Another emu footprint.
See where that worm is.
So these are footprints that are going to those bigger emus. So there would be some sacred ceremony.
When appreciating land like this, it is important to walk around and not over the Aboriginal art. And it's also important not to deface them or touch them in any way. So that's pretty cool. A little bit of Aboriginal culture just so close to the road. There's like people just living just there. Amazing, isn't it?
Amazing.
Today we're at Wentworth Falls, which is a lovely little accessible pathway around a lake, and we're just heading towards a viewing platform. There's plenty of parking and there's also accessible toilets as well. It's all completely accessible down to the viewing platform. And I love how they have information boards out to tell you the history behind the places as well. You can really immerse yourself in that history and learn a bit as well and embrace the Australian land. So the owners of this beautiful land are the Dharug people. The picnic area is a great spot to have a spot of something to eat before you go off on the proper walks. Unfortunately, the proper walks, I say proper walks, that's not fair, is it? The other walks, they are not accessible, but if you are able to, you can expect to see sights like this. So we're down here at the gully, and I have been told by a reliable source that this is where, when the English settlers came, they sent all of the Aboriginal people down to this area here.
All the different tribes, I guess. Another nice accessible way to get into the bush and get that feel for the bush.
Yeah, a bit of Aussie countryside.
Much at the start, does it? But then you get into it and it's so good.
No, like that felt really Aussie, didn't it? Whereas the front bit could have been a park. Anyway. Again, what I love about these areas is that they have the information boards out to tell you the history behind the land. Now, what I love about all of these bushwalks is that every single one of them was free. As you know, I have been going backwards and forwards from Australia for about 20 years, and I have always found the accessibility a little bit different, to put it politely, to the UK and America. I haven't been for 10 years, but it was so lovely to come back and see that disability has been in the forefront of the council's mind to make these areas more accessible. As you can see, all of these spots that we have been visiting, they are very, very new. Opened round about 2020, and they're still being refurbished today, and it's now 2023. It's been a long time coming, but it's definitely a step in the right direction. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of our Australian tours. Let me know, where is your favourite accessible walk or accessible point that you love to visit? And who knows, maybe I'll go and visit it and check it out for myself. So much for watching. I really hope that you have enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video when we are visiting Scenic World and going for high tea. Quite literally, we're having high tea 96 kilometers above sea level. So make sure you stick around for that, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye!